In this video, we will learn how to perform quantitation. Open the Processing Setup mode. Open a new method and click Options. Select Calibration Options. Calibration can be done with internal or external standard. In this demo, internal standard method is selected. Open a raw data file and select my standard one. Start with the internal standard as the first compound. Activate the bottom right cell and type compound name. Draw a line on top of the internal standard. The spectra will be updated on the right side. The retention time will also be updated in the expected minute cell. The window second displays the range where the compound will elute 15 seconds on either side of the retention time. Set the detector type to MS and peak detect to ICIS integrator. Select the proper scan filter. Select mass range if using extracted ion for quantitation. Enter Quan ion and click OK. The view width is set for the bottom left cell. The peak is gray when it is identified. Click Detection and enter integration parameters. These are smoothing points, baseline window, area noise factor, and peak noise factor. Changing these parameters will change peak integration or just keep the default settings. Peak detection is for finding desired peak. In this case, choose nearest RT to identify the peak. If application requires confirmation ions to identify the existing compound, then check Enable. Enter confirming ion and its target ratio. Also enter its allowed tolerance. Select Calibration and check Internal Standard as component type. Enter internal standard concentration and its units. And click OK. Return to the identification screen and select New to add new compound. Enter compound name and other information. Enter integration parameters. Select calibration and choose target compound as component type. Select relative ISTD for its quantitation. Set the calibration curve to linear and enter units. Check equal for weighing criteria. This is for setting the calibration curve to ignore origin, force through origin, or include origin. In this demo, we use ignore and area response to calculate compound concentration. Click OK. If other target compound settings are the same as this compound, then click Save as Default. Select calibration levels and enter the first level name and concentration. Repeat for other levels. Enter QC name and its concentration as well as percentage of QC tolerance. Click OK. If the other compounds have the same calibration parameter settings, then save it as default setting. Continue to edit the rest of the compounds and save the processing method. Go back to the Excalibur roadmap page and select Sequence Setup and open file named My Sequence. Click Column Arrangement and add level. Processing method. And sample type to the displayed columns panel. Click OK. Retrieve my Quan processing method. And define sample type for calibration standard. Use fill down to define all calibration standards. If sample is QC sample, define as QC. Select corresponding calibration level for each standard. Select QC level for QC samples. Save the sequence and submit it for batch processing. Check Quan and uncheck Qual and Reports. Click OK. The software will make a sound when it is finished processing the data. Return to Quan browser to check quantitation results.